Hi guys, so this is my third video of the year, so I thought I would just show you useful apps for while you are in Korea. I thought this would just be a helpful video for those of you who just arrived to Korea or might be coming to Korea. I thought these would be some helpful apps. So Google Translate is really useful. I wouldn't necessarily use it every day with every person you interact with. Like, I've used it a few times with papers or with signs I see. Like if I go shopping, I'll type it into Google Translate and I'll look and Google Translate can help. Google Translate, it's useful. Download it. Yeah. The next one, if you're like me and you're from America and you don't use the metric system, then you might want to download a converter. There's so many out there. The one I use, I don't even know the name, Trelleborg Ceiling Solutions Unit and Hardness Converter. You know, it's a decent converter. It has a bunch of useful things, but for me, I just really need it with distance. Like, I don't know how far 20 kilometers is. I go with miles, so I'll be like, well, a 5K is like 3.16 miles. So I can like average how far I think it is, but it won't be exact. Or maybe I want to know how tall or long something is. I don't know that without inches or feet. So it's really useful for me because, you know, I learned the metric system in middle school and have not used it since. Yeah, America! Subway map. So there's a subway map called jihachul and it comes in English. It's okay. I always use this app when I'm in Seoul because it tells you what time the trains are coming and when the first one is in the day, last one at night. So it's just so useful and it's really easy to use. Like when I first went to Seoul and was using the subway system, I was like, this is the worst subway system I've ever used in my entire life. And I was like, I'm never coming back to Seoul. This was just too difficult. Like, I hated it. I also didn't have a smartphone then, but, you know, I gave Seoul another shot, like, let's see, that was April, maybe in June, I think. I went back up to Seoul or July, and, you know, I had the app, so I was like, oh wow, I can really get around easy here. Like, I know where I'm going, it tells me where to go, like what exit I can take and things like that. So it's just a really useful app if you're going to be visiting Seoul because Seoul is so big. So yeah, it's a really great app and, you know, it's free. Oh, by the way, all of these apps are free. I don't pay for apps. I'm very cheap. You know, I paid for the phone. Why should I pay for any apps? So obviously I think Korail is an important app that you should use. I really think that if you come to Korea, you shouldn't just stay in Seoul. You should, you know, travel around the country, at least go to Busan. You know, it's a like 2.5–3 hour train ride max by KTX. It's not that expensive. It's maybe like $50 something USD. And, you know, it's just really affordable. So, you know, Korail is a very useful app. You can get pretty much anywhere by train or bus. Bus is really cheap, but, you know, time over money. I used to be a die-hard bus-only person because it's so cheap. Like, I could get from Gyeongju to Seoul in 4 hours, 5 hours, depending on traffic. And, you know, it cost me 19,500 won for the cheapest bus. And then the next bus is like 29,000 won. You know, it's really cheap compared to the KTX. But if you take the KTX, you double that price and you save, you know, 2 hours and you will get there on time. I've taken the bus at 3 p.m. sometimes and I get stuck in Seoul at traffic hour. Like, what time is it? Like 6–7 o'clock is traffic time and, you know, you're stuck on the bus. And I found recently that the bus is really extremely hot and I hate that. Like, I'd rather be cold, you know. I just hate being hot and being hot on that bus, stuck with, you can't open the windows either. Like, you're just stuck being hot. And I saw all these like older Korean people just, you know, they were okay because it's cold and, you know, they're old, they need more warmth. But I was just like, oh, I'm dying. Where's a window? Let me lean against the coldness. So I've been taking the KTX a lot more and I just find it to be extremely comfortable especially if you get a window seat. I prefer to just pass out on the train and then, you know, set an alarm while I'm listening to music and I'm, you know, sleeping. And then I'll wake up in time to get my stuff ready and get off the train, because I'm not stopping. I'm going from like the southern part of Korea to Seoul. You know, I'm not going to be getting on and off the train. I'm just going to be sitting there till we get into Seoul Station. So it's a lot less annoying if someone's like sitting in the window and then I'm sitting in the aisle seat and they're like, hey, wake up. I gotta get off. This is my stop. And I'm like, oh, I want to sleep. So definitely, if you want to take the KTX, check out the other video I made, because it can show you how to get a window seat or to get a first class seat, or, you know, get where you want to go in Korea. Highly recommend it, and it's free. Let's see, the next one. So there's an app called Visit Korea, and it shows you a bunch of like attractions and dining places, accommodations, shopping places, and transportation. The website, obviously, Visit Korea, or I'll put a link below, but it's an application form. So when you're not near your computer and you just want an app that you can, you know, push a button and be like, ooh, what are we gonna do? You don't have to type in Visit Korea blah 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 and then keep looking. You can just like look at it. And it's developed by the Korea Tour organization, so you know they're trying to help you out as a tourist in Korea, because they want to make your stay here very enjoyable. So yeah, it's a very useful app. Oh, why didn't this should have been #1, KakaoTalk. So I'm sure you know what KakaoTalk is already. If you don't, it's kind of like WhatsApp. You know, those apps that you can use to talk to your friends. Korea has unlimited data, but you only get so many text messages depending on your plan. Well, KakaoTalk is a free messaging system that you can use with your friends. You know, I don't know anyone who doesn't have KakaoTalk in Korea. Like, even people who have like the regular dud phone, they have KakaoTalk on their like iPod Touch or their tablet, because they can still get Wi-Fi places and they can message people, because no one really uses text messaging. Like, whenever I use my text messaging, it's to someone who doesn't have KakaoTalk. So yeah, you use KakaoTalk, it's really useful, and you know, you can even sign up for KakaoTalk. You can sign up using your American cell phone number and then create a KakaoTalk ID, and then you can use that on your iPod Touch, tablet, iPhone, and yeah, it's great. So, and there's so many cute emoticons that you can use. Like, I'm obsessed with emoticons. Like, every time I see that the store has new free ones, I'm just like, download now. And then I look at all of them and I'm like, I don't know what that says, but it's so freaking cute. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, the apps that usually come with your phone, like Maps, like I know the iPhone update got rid of Google Maps, so I highly recommend you download that app as well, because, you know, it's just more updated than the Apple Maps. I use both to make sure I'm where I am supposed to be, or so I know where I'm going. If one of them doesn't know where I'm going, the other one usually does. So I just go back and forth between them, and it's really useful, because you can get turned around in a foreign country because you don't know the language, and Korea doesn't really have street signs. They kind of just have intersection signs that says this is the street and this number, and that's about it. You don't really see signs on the buildings that say this is this address. You kind of just have to look around and you'll find it eventually. So that's what I use it for. You know, Skype is also important to keep in touch with family. So yeah, those are, oh, one last one. So I am not obsessed, but I have to know how the weather is going to be. Like, right now, it looks really nice outside. It looks like it could be, you know, 60 degrees. But the Weather Channel app I have says that it is currently 56 degrees. So I was close, but I know that if I went outside, I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's colder than I thought. Like, that happened to me yesterday. I was just wearing a like zip up jacket, and I walked outside and I was like, oh my gosh, like, why is this so cold? It looks so nice and sunny outside. So I had to come back inside and change. So yeah, those are just the apps I recommend. You know, I'm sure there are a lot more you can Google or research for, but these are just the top ones I really think that anyone coming to Korea should have, whether you get here or before you come. So yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in number or goodbye.